One of my favorite things about spring and summertime is the abundance of fresh berries. And one of my absolute favorites is blueberry, and nothing goes with blueberry like lemon. So today on Southern Keto, I'm gonna show you how I make my lemon blueberry bars. They're a great source of fat, they're made with healthy ingredients, and they're definitely gonna scratch the itch of that sweet tooth. Can a tooth itch? Not sure about that, but if it could, this is gonna scratch it. Stick around. The first step to making these blueberry lemon bars is we gotta make the crust. And don't worry, this crust is super easy. I'm gonna take 1.5 cups of almond flour. Now, if you don't like to use almond flour, you could use pecan flour or whatever alternative flour that you like. People like to use various flours for different reasons. Just make sure that it's low carb, whatever you use. And to that almond flour, I'm gonna add in 2 tablespoons of my powdered sweetener. I'll put the link on how to make that up above and down in the description, or just use your favorite low carb sweetener. I'll just give that a little bit of whiskey business here to make sure all these bumps and lumps are out of it, and to make sure it's pretty well combined. You don't want a half sweet crust and a half unsweet crust, do you? Then here I've got 4 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm gonna go right over the top with that and just combine this until it all comes together into a little dough. And don't worry if it takes a minute to start absorbing. This almond flour is super absorbent, and so it's gonna absorb up all that moisture before we're all done. I'm gonna keep working with this, and when it's all done, I'll come back and show you what to do next. Now I've got this silicone bread pan, and of course anything I use in these videos I'll put links to down below in the description. So if you don't have one, you can pick it up. I wanted a little bit thicker bars for this. This is the same one I used for my Snicker bar video. But you could also use like an 8x8 square container if you want to. I'm just gonna spray this down really well with some avocado oil. The silicone's usually pretty non-stick, but let's just be sure, right? Now, if you prefer, you can bake this in the 375 oven for 7 or 8 minutes until it browns up a little, but I really wanted to make this like a no-bake recipe for you. So I'm just going right in with the crust, and I'm just gonna press it down right on the bottom. This is gonna make a nice base for those bars. Make sure you press it down really well. It's gonna pop out of this silicone just fine, so just press it all you want to. So it should be pressed down nice and firm like this. I'm gonna throw it in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes and let it firm up. That butter is gonna harden up. You're gonna have a nice, softer crust here on the bottom. So once it's ready, I'll come back to show you the blueberry lemon cheesecake part of these cheesecake bars. Now the base of these cheesecake bars is cream cheese, which is already preloaded into Old Yeller. Now this is a full 8-ounce block. Sometimes you might need a 2-pack.
Though back at the time, I never thought I'd see a face. Ain't a woman alive that could take my mama's place.
Not that 2-pack, this one. This is the cheapest way to buy cream cheese if you get it at Walmart. So that's normally what I'll get. But you only want one of these if you get the 2-pack. And I've left this cream cheese sitting out for probably a couple hours. But if you forget, you can always stick it in the microwave to soften it up a little bit before you start mixing it up with your hand mixer. I'm just gonna beat this up a little bit until it gets nice and smooth. Now this is what I like for it to look like before I start adding in the other ingredient. I'm gonna go ahead and get my lemons prepared, and make sure when you buy lemons, if you're gonna use the zest like I'm doing here, make sure you get organic lemons. Lemons are one of the most sprayed fruits that you can find, along with berries. And the way you can tell if they're organic or not, they'll have a little sticker on here. If the sticker starts with the number 9, that means it's organic. I think the other lemons start with the number 4, although I wish I had saved this so I could tell you for sure. So I'm just gonna get the zest of this whole lemon. And another thing to keep in mind, although the pith, or this white part right here, has a lot of health benefits, for the sweetness of this, you want to try to avoid as much of that as possible and just get the yellow part. If you like it super sour, go ahead and get all that pith that you want. But don't blame me when it don't come out tasting as good as you think it should. Another trick about lemons is if you'll take it and just roll it on the counter like that, that's gonna bring all that juice to the surface, and you're gonna be able to get a lot more juice out of it when you go to juice it. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Now that is a lemon, right? I'm gonna get all the juice out of this to put in our blueberry lemon cheesecake bars. And as soon as I'm finished, I'll be right back to show you the rest. The next thing I'm gonna add in for the blueberry flavor for these blueberry lemon bars is the blueberry pie keto chow. Now don't worry, if you don't have blueberry pie keto chow, just use a scoop of your favorite protein powder and use a teaspoon or two of blueberry extract, or you could use some unsweetened blueberry juice. Just be careful of that blueberry juice because you'll have about 25 grams of carbs in a cup of it. And if you do want to try keto chow and find out what all the hype is about, I've got a discount code down below for you to save a little money. Whether you want to do the surprise box, individual packs, or a combination. So I'm going to go ahead and add that right in. This is also going to add a lot of protein, some vitamins and minerals, and even electrolytes. I mean, an electrolyte dessert? Are you kidding me? And the keto chow is sweetened, but I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of my powdered sweetener as well. I'm going to add in 1.5 tablespoons of this fresh lemon juice. Let's make it 2 tablespoons. I'm feeling lemony today. And I'm going to add in that lemon zest. If you don't like as much lemon, you can definitely leave out some of that, particularly the extra lemon juice. It doesn't bother me a bit. I'm just going to kind of give this a little bit of a stir here, just so these powders don't go flying everywhere. I mean, look at the color on this stuff, and this is natural color. I mean, these things are gonna look absolutely amazing. Just a yellow bowl with that blue already looks good enough to eat, right? And then the last thing I'm gonna add in before I mix this again, and this can get dicey now, if you over mix this, you can have some blueberry lemon butter. I'm gonna add in 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Try to spread that out a little bit. Kind of try to incorporate some more of that powder down in there before we mix it all up. Just nice and slow. Make sure everything's well incorporated, but not over mixed. About that long. Then just sling it everywhere. Now all we have to do is put this right on top of that crust, and we're gonna spread it out. Make sure you get all of it out of this bowl except for, you know, whatever's gonna be your portion for now. Now this is super thick, so just press it down as best you can. And we're gonna throw this back in the fridge for a couple hours, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. And before I put it in the fridge for its little rest, I'm just gonna put a few little random blueberries on here. Well, not so random. I'm just gonna put them on here just so I don't forget that it actually has blueberries in it. So there we go. I'm gonna throw this in the fridge for a couple hours, and I'll see ya once it's done. So this has been chilling for about 3 hours. I'm just gonna peel this silicone back and see if I can remove this proper. I mean, look at that. Now you'll have a little bit of a crumble in that bottom layer if you don't bake it. But hey, for a no bake, this is gonna be phenomenal. Let's cut this bad boy up and see what it looks like. I mean, come on now. And you can also store these in the freezer if you want to help you with portion control or to make it last a little longer. That's up to you. But let me just give one of these a try. I mean, this thing looks so good, I almost don't want to eat it, but I do. That is lights out right there. If you want another dessert you can make with Keto Chow or your favorite protein powder, make sure you check out this video right here.